I should play music.
Explore the culture. Explore. This is Stranda, and you are listening to music. A culture singer. Hey.
Merry Christmas! I just got home from my Christmas plans for the day. What are you guys up to? I went by my pastor's house, my pastor and his wife. They hosted like some expats, and we had waffles at their house. Hi! Yeah, we had waffles at their house this morning. It was very wholesome, really nice. What an unexpected but pleasant surprise. Thank you. Do you know what? This is my first live. I just had dinner with two friends, and one has been going live on TikTok frequently. And she told myself and the other girl, we need to go home and go on live. No problem. Anyway, yeah, so today my plans, because I've just gotten home from everything, it's evening. I'm in Bangkok. It is 8:17 p.m. But yeah, this morning I went by my pastor's house. He hosted a bunch of us expats here in Bangkok, and they did like a waffle station. It was very wholesome. We put on Christmas movies. There was a bunch of us, like about 15 of us. It was really, really nice. And then I left to go and meet my first friend that I made here in Bangkok, a British girl. I was also born in the UK. So we went to a British pub here in Bangkok, and we had a roast dinner. It was epic. I think this is like the best Christmas I've had in quite a few years. I'd be interested to know what you guys did today. And then tomorrow, so I don't have any plans for this evening, just shower and chill after this live. And yeah, tomorrow's Boxing Day. So in Bangkok, or here in Thailand, it is a Buddhist country. So they don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, although the city is very festive. Like all the malls have so many decorations. One of the malls even has a Disney Christmas village, which is really cool. So it's very festive, really nice for Christmas. But there's no actual like holiday. So today was like a normal day for everybody. Everything is still open. The stores are still open. People are still going to work. It's just a normal day, which is kind of cool and kind of not. I don't know. But yeah, tomorrow being Boxing Day, I don't have any set plans. I plan to go to Benchakiti Park, which is a park here in Bangkok, and maybe like just walk around, have a bit of a picnic, and stop at. We have Tim Hortons here in Bangkok. I haven't been to Tim Hortons since I was in Canada. I visited Canada maybe once or twice. So I feel like I might go to Tim Hortons, treat myself, and then go to Benchakiti Park, walk around and chill. Anyway, I'm going to play some music in the background of this live. If you guys didn't know, my dad is from Trinidad. So there's a music, like Christmas type music from Trinidad called Parang. And then they've kind of done different versions of Parang. So they have Soca Parang. So I'm going to play some in the background. I'm actually listening to this one on YouTube. This is a mix from DJ Anna and Ultra Simo. I hold it up if you guys can see. You guys should check out Soca Parang if you want like different. I love that mix. Oh, Rowan. Hi, Rowan. I love you. Why aren't you getting ready for your day instead of listening to my live? Anyway, yeah, this mix is pretty fire. DJ Anna and Ultrasimo. So normally for Christmas, I would be at Rowan's house and she will be playing Parang. Well, not her specifically. She would be playing Parang on her TV. And she would have cooked a ton of food for all of us to eat. I just turned on the TV and saw you live. Oh my God. Yeah, normally for Christmas Day, I would be at Rowan's house. Rowan, I miss you. Rowan is one of my best friends, and she has hosted the last 3 or 4 Christmases, like a friend's Christmas. And she normally cooks, she cooks food for like 5,000 people, and there's realistically only like 10 of us. But yes, I really miss like that. Although I've made friends here, I really miss Christmas with the last 4 years. Yeah. And Rowan is from Trinidad, where my dad's from. So she cooks a lot of the same food that I would have grown up having for Christmas. So pastels is one, which is one of my faves. And corn pie is my other fave. You're sub to this page. This page is inactive. Oh, okay. Thank you. I will subscribe to your page that you sent me the link for. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas, Miriam. What are you guys up to for Christmas Day? And also, I'm assuming it's all different times wherever you are. Like I just spoke to Rowan before I got home and went on live, and it's the morning there for her. I think it's like 7 a.m. or it was 7 a.m. when we started talking. Whereas for me, it's now 8:22 p.m. So after this, I'm going to have a shower and get in my bed. I've canceled my Netflix subscription. I don't know if you guys do this. I cancel my Netflix for like a couple months and like let good shows accumulate and movies, and then I'll sign back on. So currently I'm not on Netflix and I just watch a lot of YouTube. So I think I need to get back on Netflix in like the new year. I've missed all the Christmas movies. I just got an order for Christmas edition cookies, just a solo quiet Christmas prepping content. That's amazing. What type of cookies? Is it like normal cookies or different cookies? What is your YouTube journey going like? So I've wanted to do YouTube for over 10 years. I used to like follow a lot of the OG couples, like Jamie and Nikki Perkins. And yeah, I always wanted to do like lifestyle vlogging. However, I was way too shy, or I cared too much what people thought. So now I've started. I would say in the beginning, I felt like I was talking into the void, which is difficult. Now that there's like a handful of you that comment on my photos, my videos. So it feels like I'm talking to a friend versus talking into the void, and that's been really helpful. And I'm enjoying it. I kind of had a pep talk to myself because originally I wanted to be, monetized by the end of this year. And I'm not even close to that, but that's okay. I asked myself realistically, even if I don't make money from YouTube in like the next year or two, is it something I still want to do? And I definitely do. I really enjoy it. I think this is like a long game for me. You see all these like videos of people saying this is how you get monetized in like a month or 6 weeks or whatever. But I'm not trying to do like viral content or rage bait kind of content. So I'll keep plodding along. I just want to be authentic and build an authentic community. Miriam is saying, I just woke up and we'll start opening gifts soon. Oh, I hope Santa was good to you. I hope you get some nice gifts. Caramel glazed pecan cookie, ginger mocha, and the M&M, in case I don't like the others. Amazing. My friend Rowan made some gingerbread cookies with molasses in them. and I really wish you could send some to me via care package. I started a new channel for vlogging because this one was notorious for live stream, and I never wanted to be a streamer. It was a total accident. Okay, fair enough. I never thought about doing live streams, but I heard that it does kind of help you get monetized or help you build a community. So I'm planning in the new year to maybe do like one a week or something like that. But maybe do them themed. So maybe we could do like a live Q&A or get to know me or something like that. Or like question and answer to do with moving to Bangkok. I only use it now for my premium. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining me. So I'm not sitting on here by myself. I was like, if I go live and no one comes on, I'm going to be so embarrassed. So I appreciate you guys a lot. It does help you get monetized. I got monetized in 3 weeks. That is amazing. But then I got stuck as a live stream when it pertains to the algorithm. Oh, that's really interesting. I've got to look into that. I've heard like all kinds of things to do with getting monetized. Like some people say, if you want to do long form content, just stick to long form. Don't do short form content. But I feel like the people that I follow do a mix of everything and they're quite successful. So I don't know. I used to talk for hours with no viewers. I thought that would possibly happen to me as well. Then one day it just jumped to 50. Oh, that's amazing. Then shortly after that, it went to 300. Yeah, so one of my friends that I saw today, she has TikTok. And she does like a Bible study type TikTok. So she said she started going live. And one day she was just like praying. So she was like, her eyes were closed. And then she opened her eyes and she had like over 100 people. Carrie Miller. Oh my God, Carrie, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your little family. You guys are adorable. I miss seeing your face. Never stop, but no one watched my vlog. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to look into like if you get stuck doing one particular thing. But yeah, I plan to do majority of my thing on this channel would be long form because I really do love vlogging. But I still want to do like short form because I'll be doing short form for like TikTok or Instagram. Again, this was my plan for the new year. I'm super shy on Instagram because I feel like a lot of the people you have on your Instagram are like your own friends and or people that you know in real life, and they don't really interact with your content. Whereas YouTube and TikTok are mostly strangers and they hype you up, which is weird. So I'm a bit shy on Instagram. All I do is watch vlogs all day, same. I follow quite a few vloggers and I'd be interested to know which YouTube people you guys follow. I follow quite a lot of British people and some Aussies as well. Carrie used to vlog. Carrie and her husband used to vlog. They were so good. Carrie, you should get back into it. Yeah, I'm enjoying Watch Life by Jamie. Okay, I'll check that one out. Jasmine Giselle. Let me tell you who I subscribe to because I can't remember the names off the top of my head. Subscriptions. All right, I follow this chick, Carolyn Parker. She's British. She's married to an American guy. So she used to be Emirates cabin crew. And then she met her American husband and they eventually moved back to the UK. I really like her. She's kind of like, when I started, I'm like, I kind of want to be like her because she's like very much herself. And like, she'll film from like first thing waking up in the morning in her pajamas, no makeup. And then like, she also films like full glam. And I'm like, yeah, that's just real life. And I really like that, like authentic. Then I subscribe to the Hogan twins. It's twins, obviously. Aussie girls. I really like them too. They're just like very authentic. I follow this chick, American chick, Antoinette Yvonne. She lives here in Bangkok. An American chick. I think she was also cabin crew, but she's gone through different like seasons of life. She did like van life in the US during COVID. And now, yeah, she's moved here. So before I moved here, I was watching her vlogs. There's actually a few people I subscribe to that like have moved to Bangkok because it was very insightful, learning like where to live, where to go, how to do things, and like the visa that I got. So I have, it's called the DTV visa. It's a digital nomad visa. So she has the same one. So it's very insightful to follow people like that. And then I follow this couple called Flying the Nest. I followed them for probably over a decade. They're an Aussie couple from Perth, which is where I went to high school, and they just travel the world. I recently started following Molly May, another British chick. I think she was in like Love Island or something like that. And then I follow this chick, Camilla Ruda. She's another British person. But she lives in Dubai. She's married to an American guy. She's super funny. If you find her on Instagram, her name's Camilla Ruda. It's Rhuda. She is hilarious. She does like those day in the life type vlogs, but like it's so chaotic and funny. I can't wait to see her growth. I love seeing people start out and grow to thousands of subs. Thank you. I can't wait to see it myself. I'm sure because you did it yourself, it's like nice to then see people like follow in something that you've been able to achieve as well. My sister is currently living there in Bangkok. Amazing. What area does she live in and how long has she been here? So many people moving here, which is cool. I'm meeting a lot of different expats. I'm meeting a lot of like really driven people. So recently I went to Hua Hin, which is like a coastal city out of Bangkok. And the life there is like really chill and quiet, like retirement vibes. So different from Bangkok. When you're in Bangkok, it's like everyone you meet is like entrepreneurial. Everyone you meet is like working on like 5 different things, their personal brands. They're launching this business, they're launching this brand, they're doing YouTube or Instagram or something. It's really good energy for other people that want to do it. And there's no competition. Everybody gets that like your niche is for you and your clientele is for you. There's enough to go around. Whereas previous places I've lived, I feel like people might not want you to do well because then that might like steal their thunder. The vibe here is so different. Merry Christmas to you too. How did the modeling stuff go? I haven't done any modeling. Which modeling stuff? I would love to do modeling stuff. I'm doing it again, and it's crazy leaving behind. Yeah, that would be hard. Do you know what? I've thought like when I monetize this channel to maybe have a second channel. I haven't thought about like what the niche would be. Obviously not vlogging, but maybe pick a niche and do like sit down videos. Oh, I thought you were doing modeling on a vlog. No, not me. I wish. Maybe I'm confused. Yeah, it's probably somebody else that you follow. No one's hired me to model yet. When they do, I'll let you know. When Calvin Klein calls, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, the energy in the city has been so good. As I said, like I was living in Barbados, and like, not to say everybody is like this, but a lot of people, like when I told some of my friends or just like acquaintances that I wanted to do YouTube, you get a lot of eye rolls and people just being like, oh, you want to be an influencer. The energy here is so different. People understand you're not trying to do this type of stuff to be famous or for like clout or anything. It's literally like if I do this and I get 100,000 subscribers over a few years and I launch like different things off of that, I can retire. I don't have to work in the corporate world. I don't have to work for like toxic bosses. That's the plan, not to be an influencer. Have you tried an agency there? I haven't. So maybe I could pick your brain about that. I'm on a visa here that I can't work locally. I can only do remote work. But there are other people I know on this visa, and they get they seem to get work. I don't think they're signed up with an agency, but they seem to get work, and they're probably paid like cash in hand. But I'm interested to look into agencies for micro influencers to see what type of brand collabs I could do in the future. Obviously, right now I don't have a big enough following to do anything like that, but I know that will happen at some point. I was a solo traveler 3 years before I made a channel. I kept hearing people ask why I didn't. I agree. I wish I started so long ago, honestly. I wish I started a channel like 10 years ago. But I don't think I would have come across as authentic as I do now because I wasn't as comfortable with myself like 10 years ago. So, and nothing before its time, I guess. Agencies hire other nationals and offer visas. Okay, I will definitely look into it. There's so many things that happen in this city, like the opening of new stores and the launch of different things. Like almost anytime I go to a mall, there's something going on with like a ton of influencers. So I know that this city has a lot to offer in terms of that type of stuff. But yeah, I will definitely look into that. I've told myself, like, because I moved here in mid-August and I had a lot to deal with like moving, closing off my life there, starting a new life here, getting my visa, all that kind of stuff, finding a condo, whatever. I told myself in January, I need to really sit and work on a lot of different things. I need to go through a lot. I need to go through my list of plans for 2026. I can't believe it's literally going to be 2026 next week. This year has flown by. I miss Bangkok. It was so nice. I miss my iPhone 14 Pro Max that's floating around somewhere there. Oh my God, I hope I find it. I'm going to start looking for it. I have an iPhone 12 Pro. So crazy. I can't keep up with like the new technology stuff. Like you want me to buy a new iPhone every 2 years, like relax. So this one will die at some point. You know how they slowly start to have like problems? Mine has started with like when someone calls me or like listening to a voice note, I can't listen to it on the headset. I have to put it on speaker. And it's been like that for like a year. So slowly mine will just stop working. I lost a 14 and 15 Pro Max there. I would have cried. I would have cried and jumped out of my balcony window. Oh my God. Wow. Do you lose a lot of things? Is this like a personality trait of yours or was this just like a one-off? That's crazy though. I would actually cry. And I've had friends that like financially, if they like break their iPhone or whatever, financially, if they're not in the position to get another iPhone, they'll downgrade to like a Samsung for a period of time. And I can't do that either. Samsungs are so not user-friendly for me. I had to have one for my last job. So I would be at work on a Samsung and then at home or like my personal life using an iPhone and like interchanging between the two. Ugh. I cannot, like, Samsungs are not made for me. They're not made for my brain. They're not user-friendly at all. I cannot. I cried a lot on my journey. Yeah, I bet. Me too. When my Chihuahua was still, oh my gosh, stolen my first time letting her roam. Just for a second, I was vlogging and never saw her again. That's insane. Oh my God, I would also cry because I feel like pets are your family. I've been really craving to get a dog. So I grew up having like all types of animals. We had dogs, cats, birds, fish, horses, everything. I've always been like a complete animal lover. But I haven't had, maybe for the last like 4 or 5 years, haven't had any pets because I've felt really unsettled in terms of like, I don't know where I want to live. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm living. And I felt bad to like bring an animal into that. So obviously living here, the condo I have now, I can't have pets, but my lease is up in August. And I'll be looking to move to like a bigger apartment. But Bangkok is not the most dog friendly. I think if you do get a dog here, it needs to be a little dog. And I like big dogs. Do you still miss your earlier pets? Yes. Oh my God. That's also one of the reasons I stopped for a little while because, obviously every animal I had passed away at some point, and that is tragic. One of my last dogs. I actually not rescued him. So he was with a family. He was a Mastiff Cross Great Dane, a huge dog. His name was Zeus. And I think he was about 3 or 4. He was with a family that just had twin boys, and they just couldn't manage him and their other dogs and having twin boys. So they wanted to rehome him. And like we heard about him from through a family friend or whatever. And when I tell you, he was the most beautiful dog, like so kind, so calm. Like I find big dogs have that really calm energy. He was amazing. But one day, I think we had him for about 4 or 5 years. This was me and my ex-partner. And he got this little like scratch on his nose, and it just wouldn't heal. And I was like, that's really weird. Like I was putting stuff on it to make it heal, and it just would not heal. So one time we took him to the vets, and they're like, oh, this could be a sign of something more serious, so we're going to run tests. And they're like, yeah, it's a sign of like a severe tumor. And when they did the test and everything, they found that he had a tumor. It had grown like all in his head. And it started to kind of make sense because I used to take him on quite long walks. We lived like near a golf course. So we used to like go onto the golf course, and I used to walk him around. And he started like stopping, like I would be walking him, and he would just like stop and lie down on the grass. And I'd be like, are you okay? Like, what are we doing? But he was so like, he was struggling with energy because he was dying. So he was really struggling. And basically the vet told us like, when you're ready, bring him in. And if you're not ready just yet, let us know and we'll give you painkillers for him. So over the weekend, we had him on painkillers, and then we were like, this is not really humane. So we ended up taking him in, but that was like heartbreaking, especially because he was such a nice dog, like such a good dog. But yeah, I think that was kind of like it for me in terms of like, I need to take a break from this because this is really heartbreaking, having pets, and like they're like your children. And that's why if I'm going to be like not settled and maybe traveling a lot, I don't really want to get a pet and then that pet being like boarding all the time. It'd be fine if like, let's say if my parents lived here, then I could be like, okay, I'm going to leave the dog with you and then go traveling. Because realistically, I would love to go on like maybe one trip a month or something, or every other month. And I know dogs and cats hate going into boarding kennels. Even if it's the nicest boarding kennel ever, it's still not the nicest environment for them. So I don't really want to do that to an animal, although I've been really, really craving a dog. Even before I left Barbados, I was looking at, there's a few dog shelters, and there was like a Great Dane mix. She was huge, a female, and mostly black. I think she had a few white markings. She looked gorgeous. And I think her personality was really timid. So I was thinking about that, and then I decided I was going to move. So yes, I'm super excited for my new journey. I'm traveling for 6 months before I take a break. Yeah, I think you told me you're headed to Spain. I have for quite a while thought I would retire in Spain one day. I've only been to Barcelona. Where else will you travel? So being in Southeast Asia, really and truly, I should be looking at traveling more of Southeast Asia. But some of the places on the top of my list, I really want to go to Senegal. I don't know why. That's calling my name. Goa, India. I really would like to go there. It just looks like really chill vibes. I don't know if you guys are on the same side of TikTok as me, but I follow this girl called Lily Barrier, or she's been nicknamed the Tiffin Lady. So she does these like Tiffin unboxing. She gets like the metal Tiffins and unboxes them every day for her lunch and shows you what she gets because she does like a Tiffin service for her food. And she lives in Goa. And on her TikTok, she shows like what Goa is like, and it looks amazing. So I would really like to go to Goa, India. Where else? I follow this girl that she did this trip to Kyrgyzstan. And it was like want to go to Samoa so badly. That would be amazing too. That would be really amazing. Yeah, this girl that I follow, she went to Kyrgyzstan and did like a 7-day trek on horseback with like the nomadic type people in Kyrgyzstan. And that also looked really cool. I would also love to do a horseback safari. So I've done safari in Africa once, in South Africa, and then I've been to Zimbabwe. But I really want to do a horseback safari in Botswana. I think that would be amazing. I kind of, honestly, I want to go everywhere and see everything. But, you know, there's like certain places that are calling to you at certain times. I also want to go to Oman. So when I was younger, we lived in Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, and which was not like how it is now, by the way. I was born in 1988 and I went to primary school there. So the Abu Dhabi of today is not quite the same. But we did like a road trip in Oman when I was little. And there's something about the desert, like the energy, the vibe. I really, really like it. So I want to do a road trip to Oman and go out into the desert. I also would like to go to Saudi Arabia. I've heard it is a lot more tourist friendly, especially for like females, solo female travelers. Bolivia and Rwanda. Yeah, I don't know much about Bolivia, but actually, I lie. Is that where like the salt flats are? I think I've seen pictures and it does look pretty amazing. Rwanda also would be amazing. I feel like I want to see the whole of Africa because I think it would be quite diverse, like going based off of like the foods and stuff that I've tried from different countries is quite diverse. Yeah, where else is on the top of my list? I have like a flight credit for EasyJet, which is an Australian airline, which I have to use next year. And I was thinking to go to Sydney. I've been to Sydney a few times, and it is one of my favorite cities. I like going into Sydney to see the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, but also leaving the city to go to Bondi and Coogee. There's this coastal hike from Bondi to Coogee that is unbelievable. I've done it twice, and I would do it again. I agree with you. I want to go everywhere and hopefully live long enough for space travel. Same. Are you an Aries? I feel this is an Aries thing. I'll be there with my camera. Yeah, I feel like this is Aries energy that like, so I saw this quote about, I'm an Aries, by the way. I saw this quote about Aries. If you've ever done anything or been anywhere, an Aries has been there or done it before you. I just feel like we have that energy of like, I want to do everything. I want to go everywhere. I want to try everything. I want to see everything. Yes, I'm first to Aries. Yeah, Aries energy. And it's like not competitive with other people. I'm competitive with myself. So I'm not keeping track of like where you've been to be more places than you. It's literally just like a competition with myself. Like I want to go everywhere. I want to see everything. It's just a competition with myself. Another place is Lebanon for the food, but I've also heard that's a really nice place. Also, like, I've just left the Caribbean, but I would like to go and spend some time in Trinidad, where my dad's from. I have before, but not for a long time. And like the last few trips were like mainly for work. So I want to actually just go and hopefully when I'm like fully remote working and I can just be wherever, I would probably go for a couple of months. And then I've never been to Tobago, which is a twin island. Never been there. And apparently it's a really nice place to dive. I've never been diving, but I want to. We are sponges ready to soak it all in. I agree. I just want to experience everything. I want to learn everything. I want to learn about everybody's culture. I want to try everybody's food. Teach me everything. And I want to have kids one day and I want them to experience that as well because I experienced it to an extent. We moved around a little bit for my dad's job. So like went to a lot of schools that were really diverse, like a lot of different nationalities, different ethnicities, different religions. And obviously every time we moved, it's a change of vibe. So I would like to do the same with my kids and have them be worldly children. I'm going to Port Aventura to face my fear. I'm getting on a 78-meter drop roller coaster. Hell yes, I love roller coasters. I used to love them when I was a kid, and I want to take back my control. I'm the type of person, when we go to theme parks, I want to go on everything. I love that like adrenaline rush. And I thought everybody felt that way. Probably the last time I went to a theme park, I went to Japan with my brother and his girlfriend at the time. And we went to, what's it called? Universal Studios in Osaka. And they had like, what's it called? Jurassic Park roller coaster and all that. I wanted to go on everything. And my brother was like, I'll wait here with your bags. And even his girlfriend wouldn't go on every single ride. She would just go on like some of them. So I went on a lot by myself. What the hell? I thought everybody was like into it. Did you go? Where's this? Sorry. Just love them. Did you go when you were in Barcelona? It's the highest ride in all. No, I didn't even. So I'll be honest. I went to Barcelona coming out of COVID, and it was kind of like a trip my parents had planned, and I was just going to see them. And my parents are very, very Catholic. So majority of things we did, like we went to a monastery and things like that. So we did not go to theme parks and go on rides. I wish I kind of knew. I really didn't do much research. I was just going to like see my parents and do whatever they wanted to do. Damn. I'll tell you what I have been on. In Dubai. Oh, actually, I lie. It's in Abu Dhabi. They have Ferrari World, and they have, I think it's the fastest roller coaster, to the point where you have to wear safety goggles to go on it. And I remember, this is embarrassing. I remember afterwards, like literally having drool coming out of my mouth because the force has you like your face pulled back and you can't close your mouth. And there was literal drool coming out of my mouth, but it was epic. I've been on it more than once. It was amazing. It's the highest ride in all of Europe. Damn it. I wish I knew. Yeah, I love theme parks. Speaking of Disney, or theme parks rather, I do want to go to Hong Kong Disney. So they actually have a, whatever it's called, pop-up thing here in Bangkok because they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. So they did this like Christmas, whatever it's called, I don't know, Christmas pop-up, Hong Kong Disney themed. It was just like a little walkthrough experience. And I guess to entice people, Thai people to visit Hong Kong Disney. I do want to go, but I've been to Disney Sea in Tokyo, Japan. And I think it's most similar to that. And it's not a very big park. I've never been to the one in Florida. I would really, really love to go. But I think that is the most epic one in terms of like size and the things to do in the park. I went to Euro Disney when I was really little. Like I was too little to go on a lot of the rides. So I still have the stuffed toy though. At that time, Pocahontas was like it. And my dad bought me the Percy pug dog. And I still have it, not on me. It's at my parents' house, but I still have it. But yeah, I love anything like theme park vibes, water parks. They have a lot of water parks here in Bangkok. I need to check that out. I would hope the Force gives me a temporary facelift. I would hope it gives me a permanent facelift. Have you been to the US? I have been to the US. So when I lived in Barbados, Miami is super close, or as is New York. Miami's like a 3-hour flight. So I've been to Miami once or twice. I've been to New York once. I didn't really like it, but I feel like maybe I went with the wrong person. I went with an old high school friend, and it was when I was a bit younger. And I don't know if you guys have ever traveled with people that maybe you didn't like check in with them beforehand to make sure like you're both on the same page, but I feel like we're very different travelers. So he basically just wanted to shop, and I was like, oh, I want to see stuff as well. So I didn't have the best time. So maybe I got to give New York another chance. And then I've been to Texas Houston, because my dad's sister used to live there. So we did actually a family reunion in Houston, and we went to Galveston, but this is like a long time ago, a really long time ago. And then I've been to Alabama because one of my cousins got married there. I don't even know why. We literally were just there for the wedding, and that was it. I think that's it. On my list, though, for the US, I want to do a New Orleans like foodie trip. I think the food would be epic. So that is one of the things I really want to do in the US. I would love to do a Vegas trip as well, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I would be disappointed, but I mean, I think Vegas is probably on everybody's bucket list. And then I really want to do, I'm like Yellowstone obsessed, as in like the Netflix show Yellowstone. So I'd love to do like a Montana cowboy trip. I think that would be amazing. I can't place your accent. Yeah, apologies. So I was born in Scotland. And then we moved a fair bit, and I went to a lot of international schools. So I went to school in Abu Dhabi, but I would have gone to an international school. And then we moved back to the UK, and then I moved to Australia, and I went to high school in Australia. And then I would have moved to Barbados when I was 21. So I feel like my accent is quite mixed. Also, I have two siblings, right? I'm the youngest. And my brother, he's the middle. My brother sounds maybe a bit more American. And my sister sounds like Steve Irwin. My sister sounds like super, super Aussie. It's really weird. And then my parents, my mum sounds Scottish. My mum is Scottish. And my dad's from Trinidad. My dad sounds very Trini. My dad has like quite a toned down Trini accent, unless he's around other Trinis, and then he has a full-on Trini accent. New video, YouTube. My name is, how do you pronounce your name? I was going to say you have a flair of American English. Yeah, I feel like my accent is not placeable because it's a bit mixed up. When I meet new people, some people try to place it and they're like, you're from America, or you're from Canada, or you're from England. And I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. I used to get really embarrassed, but now I'm just like, whatever, who cares? It is what it is. What time is it wherever you guys are, and what have you guys got planned for Christmas and Boxing Day? Oh my God, and New Year's. I can't believe New Year's is literally a week away. So I met a friend of a friend, one of my friends in Barbados. She has a friend that lives here in Bangkok. So he works for the UN, and he used to live in Barbados, but I never met him. And he moved here to Bangkok. And she's like, you need to meet my friend. So we met up the other day, really nice guy. And he invited me to like a condo party. One of his, I think it's his colleague or something, is having a condo party. And like they have a good view of the fireworks and stuff like that. I just didn't want to do anything with like a big crowd or like pay a big entrance fee to go to any kind of party. So people even tell me this, American English seems so far from British. Here in Kenya, the English is predominantly British style. Okay. So I obviously used to have like British spelling of most things, but in Barbados, it's actually quite like Americanized. So like they spell color like COLOR, and they spell mum, MOM. Whereas I grew up like with the British spelling of everything. So a lot of the international schools I went to were predominantly British. So I spell mum, MUM, and I spell color with a U. I'm from Atlanta. A lot of people from Barbados go to Atlanta. So I wonder if you have any, or Caribbean people, like Jamaicans, Trinis. I wonder if you have any Caribbean friends. Atlanta. I would like to go there one day as well. There's so much of the world to see, guys. I would also like to do like maybe van life, maybe not for like a year or something, but like maybe hire like a Winnebago or something like that and maybe do that for a few months. I did watch a couple that did that in the US, but they their viewers. They didn't plan it very well because a lot of the like Yellowstone National Park and other national parks, you have to have booked them like way in advance, like 6 months to a year in advance. And they didn't do any of that. They were just like showing up basically. And yeah, because of that, it kind of ruined their experience. Life by Jamie did that. The one the couple I watched, what is their name? Lloyd and Mandy. She is, I think, Canadian and he's Aussie. That's crazy. I probably would also not be that organized. I wouldn't think that I would need to book a spot for my caravan 12 months in advance. But obviously you do. I guess those parks are like crazy busy. She's awesome. You will love her content. Aussie boyfriend did van life. She moved to Australia for broke her heart. Oh, I thought it was going to go a different way. He broke her heart. Where? It's funny talking about different people we follow. Like, as I said, I've loved YouTube for ages. Most of the couples that I used to follow are no longer together. I think majority, if not like all except one of the couples, like I don't know if you guys know Jamie and Nikki Perkins. I think she's South Sudanese and he's an Aussie boy, but they both grew up in Australia. And yeah, they started YouTube together and they had like a really messy divorce. And I think in their this is why I would never do that, I agree. They had in their divorce agreement, they had to delete all their old content. So neither of them can make money off of the old content. And then there's some kind of clause in their divorce agreement, or they have kids, whatever you call that, custody type agreement, that he can only post the kids once a month. So he can't use the kids for content other than, like once a month. And he was like a vlogger. That was his main thing, which is crazy. I'm not dating anyone right now, but I feel like I would just keep it with my content with me and not post like as a couple just in case something happens. And then that would be so heartbreaking. I know. And you know what? They were vlogging for years, literal years. He is a videographer. So his actual job, he used to do a lot of weddings. And she was studying to be a nurse or something. Like they literally started from nothing. And they just started vlogging. They were so good together. Everyone loved them. She's gorgeous. And yeah, then they had kids. And to delete all of that, because obviously with YouTube, once you've posted a video, I mean, I think it tapers off at some point, but then sometimes things like come up again and they will continue to make you money. So to delete all of that, he actually was like really transparent with his following. And he's had to start doing Uber driving to make money because he's isn't making money from his previous content that he put years of work into. And I am drawn to 30-year-old content. It's trending. Oh yeah. I quite often when I'm a bit bored and have nothing to watch, I go back to like people that I follow. I go back to like some of their first videos, or like just watch their videos on shuffle. There's actually this girl, I'm not laughing, it's not funny. This girl called Psycho Traveler. She's a British girl. Again, I watched her like years ago. She went like backpacking in Australia, New Zealand. She was here in Thailand. She was in Chiang Mai. And then she ended up moving back to Birmingham because her boyfriend wanted more of like a solid, like not moving around all the time, wanted like a solid 9 to 5, whatever. So they went back to Birmingham for a little while. She's just like disappeared off the face of the earth. Like doesn't post anymore, but never posted like a community thing to be like, hey guys, I'm no longer doing this, all the best. She just disappeared. I always wonder with people like that, I'm like, what happened? Are you okay? But yeah, I watched some of her videos. That's why I mentioned that. I'm like, where am I going with this story? I just started watching some of her old videos. I really liked her content. Like, there's a lot of people that post like unrealistic or unrelatable stuff, and they kind of promote like mass consumerism and fast fashion and stuff like that. She was like the opposite, where a lot of the clothes she bought were like thrifted, and she's really down to earth, like normal person. So I really liked her for that. We've become attached. I know. There's like quite a lot of creators. I feel like I know them. Like I really know them. We're like this. They just don't know I exist. But yeah, I love YouTube for that. Like the lifestyle vloggers, I'm so invested in people's lives. I love it though. I have so many subs that are upset that I left this channel and decided not to continue the journey on my new channel. Maybe they're not aligned, but you'll have a new set of people. There's people that I followed that maybe they like change seasons in life and I no longer feel aligned with them, but then I'll like come back and check on them every now and then. And who knows, maybe start following them again. I don't follow YouTubers who promote mass consumer. So yeah, same. I mean, I think when I was a bit younger, I would shop a lot more. But yeah, as I get older, I don't. I'd rather buy like good quality and it lasts me a long time. But God forbid you rewear an outfit. My goodness. There's some people I know that you literally don't see them in the same outfit twice. Or it's like embarrassing to rewear clothes. But yeah, I've learned from like, I have a friend, Risa. She was really good with that. So she needed something and she knew she wasn't going to use it. Like, so she went to a wedding and she needed a dress for the wedding, but she knew she wouldn't wear it again. She borrowed a dress from a friend. And then she asked me like, do you have Spanx or something like that to wear under the dress? I was like, yep, you can borrow them. So she was big into that community vibe where like, you're not wasting. So if you can borrow something, then borrow it. Or if you can buy secondhand or thrift or whatever, do that. Or if you have something that just needs to be like patched and fixed, do that. So I've definitely taken a leaf from her book. And I do that a lot more. Like I did this was a while back. I did a boot camp where you had to like have a backpack because we would do these exercises or like hikes where you put weights in the backpack, and I didn't have one. And I borrowed one from a friend and it was good. Then I didn't have to buy a backpack for $150 that I probably wouldn't use otherwise. Exactly. That's why I wasn't upset with them. But they tell me, oh my God, we miss you. Yeah, I get that. I'm like that. I rarely repeat the outfits on my channel, especially after living in Asia. Clothes are just so easy to come by. So my problem with buying clothes here, I'm 5'7", so I'm not like a giant. But like I've looked at pants and stuff and they're always too short. And in general, I'm like not Asian sizing. So in other countries, I would be a large. Here, I would probably have to buy like 4XL. But there is a mall that is like specifically for like plus size. But I was talking to a friend of mine. We had lunch the other day. She's from Cameroon. And she's not like, she's probably smaller than me, but like curvy. And so she shops at this plus size mall, but she still has to get the items tailored because they'll be like long enough for her and probably curvy enough for like maybe her hips, but then be too big on her waist. So she's like, she shops at that mall, but she still has to get things tailored, which is annoying. Yes, I've had to buy 5 to 6XL. Crazy, right? Crazy. And it's not like everybody here is tiny. I've seen like bigger people here. Maybe not in height, but like bigger, like overweight people, curvier people, women with big boobs. Like it's not like everybody here is tiny. But yeah, they have specific places for plus size people to buy clothes. However, you can still shop at like H&M and Zara. That would be like the same size as any other country. But if you want to like shop normally here, everything's really small. And that's been my biggest problem is pants. I bought a pair of pants on TikTok Shop. It was like high-waisted black pants. And yeah, they're like ankle length, if that. They're really short. That's probably the one downside. But in a way, it's probably stopping me from spending a lot of money. If all the clothes were really cheap and fit me, I would buy them. I even saw on Shopee they had a description as fat size. I died laughing. So I follow this American girl. She just moved to Vietnam, or not just a while back. She was living here and she moved to Vietnam. And they like openly. She's. I guess you could categorize her as overweight. She's a bit bigger than me. And she said people like openly like call her fat. Hi, Merry Christmas to you too. I guarantee you're probably drinking sorrel right now, which makes me sad. What am I missing right now from Barbados for Christmas? Sorrel for sure. To be honest, most of the Christmas stuff I would have in Barbados would be Trini stuff. So maybe not so much Bajan Christmas stuff. I really miss my favorite Christmas foods are corn pie, pastels. But you know, my parents, so pastels are like, what would they be most similar to? Not empanadas or something. It's like cornmeal with meat in the middle, and then it's steamed in a banana leaf. Laugh my ass off, sorrel and some rum. Yeah, oh my God. Damn. There's actually a Jamaican restaurant here, and they don't call it sorrel, but it's like a red drink. I need to try it. I need to go there. They just do jerk chicken, but then they sell this hibiscus drink. So I need to go and test it out. Oh, I really miss sorrel. I think that's probably like the thing I miss the most currently. Yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so my parents make the lazy version of pastels because it is quite labor intensive. So now my parents just make the filling, which is very flavorful. And they either make like a pastel pie, which is like a shepherd's pie, but the pastel filling, and then put the cornmeal on top and bake it as a pie. Or my mom likes to do the pastel filling and then serve it in like cos lettuce leaf boats as like a appetizer. That would be nice right now. I think I have tuna in the cupboard. That's it. I don't have anything else. But the food I had today, so I went by like some American friends this morning and they had a waffle station. That was pretty nice. And they had really good coffee. And then Wellington, but we just went with the classic roast dinner with turkey. It was pretty damn good. I'm not going to complain. The dessert sucked though. They did like a trio dessert. It was like great cake, a bread pudding kind of thing, and what was the other thing they had? I want to say it was kind of like a pumpkin pie, and I don't know why, because that's not British. But they like literally all three things sucked. I couldn't believe like they really pulled off the roast. It was so good. And then the desserts,